how did you end up moving to Huston-Tillotson?
It was a very difficult time. I had had a medical situation that was quite serious, and I got out of the hospital, and I got this call from Austin, Texas. This person who was representing Huston-Tillotson asked me if I was interested in coming, and I said no. I was not coming. I didn't share with him what I had just gone through, but I said no. And I thought that would be the end of it, and he called the second time. I said no. The third time he called, I said, well, I'll come down and talk with you. And I did that and ended up agreeing to go and serve as a president. And it was just a very difficult year. The illness that I had had, and then later, just as I accepted the job to go down to Austin, my wife at that time was killed in a car accident as we were planning to go to Austin. So that put a period in it for a while. I just could not decide if that was something I wanted to do. The people down at Huston-Tillotson said, take as much time as you need to make a decision. So I talked with as many people as I could talk with to get their input as to what I should do, and everybody said, well, you probably need to start all over. It's a good move to go and do it. So that was it. That's how it happened. Started there at a very turbulent time at that institution as well. They were still having some of the residual impact of having had a merger of two institutions in 1952. The alums were still not happy about it, and somehow had to work to bridge the two groups to make sure that they could come together and support the university. At that time, it was Huston-Tillotson College.
So did the fact that you went from an Atlanta campus where there had been a merger to this campus in Austin, did that experience help you in your new role, even as you were dealing with your own personal challenges?
Yeah, absolutely. I understood what was going on. I understood the concerns that alumni had. I, having been an alum of Clark College, I understood how alums feel about the name of your institution going away and becoming something else. So I could appreciate that, and I think I dealt with alums and others in the community in a way that recognized and gave support to their concerns. But at the same time, if the institution was going to go forward, the city of Austin, with about a 6% African American population, couldn't sustain two HBCUs. And that was just the long and the short of it. And we were going to have to, if we were going to survive in any way, we were going to have to work together.
And so, did you find that you were able to manage this new role, as your friend suggested, that it was time to just start afresh, given everything that had gone on in your life? Did you feel like that ended up being a good decision?
It was a good decision. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And so, as far as other than the issue of the merger, what other kinds of conditions was the school in when you arrived?
The school was in fairly good condition. As with most HBCUs, there was a tight budget. There were things that needed to be done that there was just not money to do, and there was a need to establish some priorities as to what you could reasonably do. And I tried to do that collaboratively, so that everybody felt that they had a piece of the pie moving forward. And I think that helped a lot. You had to be really, it was 24/7, really visible. You were expected to be in the downtown business community. You were expected to be in the neighborhood associations. You were expected to be in the churches and all of that. So it was an ongoing process. And it would have been a more difficult challenge if you had small children and were trying to maintain a family and do all that. So I appreciate having a little seasoning before taking on that challenge. My kids at that time were finishing college, so it was not like I had to spend a lot of time with them as I was trying to deal with my other, I don't want to say child, but my other interest in seeing that the college survived.
How did your presidency affect your family?
They were very supportive. My son was just finishing Clark Atlanta, and he ended up going to graduate school down in Mississippi and getting a master's and then pursuing his career in music. My daughter said she did not want me to go to Austin by myself. So she packed up, exchanged, and withdrew from Clark Atlanta and went to Huston-Tillotson where she finished. Then she came back and got a master's degree at Clark Atlanta.